What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 5 potential Toronto Maple Leafs draft targets for tomorrow night's first round of the NHL draft. Of course, this is a 2-day process in the NHL. Rounds 1 is tomorrow night, and then round 2 to 7 is on Friday. So it's going to be exciting. Of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs currently hold the 25th overall pick. Now, we don't know if that's going to change or not, but we're going to go in this video as planned that the Leafs are selecting at 25 and only 25 in the first round of the draft. They don't have a second-round pick, so there's a little gap where they until they select. So I'm only going to be doing this for first-round targets for the Leafs, and there's going to be 5 players, starting off with the Swedish center Noah Ostlund. He's an 18-year-old center. He's the sixth best center in this draft, according to a site I like to use for every draft. Any draft in any league, really, as you guys know, Tankathon. Ostlund played in Sweden for a long while, where he's put up some great numbers. He played in the World Juniors for the under-18, of course, so the World Junior Championships. And he was actually really, really good with Sweden. He put together, in 6 games in the tournament, he had 10 points, 4 goals, 6 assists. So that's a pretty good, place to look, in the U18 World Junior Championship. So there's obviously some good competition there. So Ostlund was good in that. The Hlinka Gretzky Cup, he played in the U18, of course, again for Sweden. He had in 5 games, he had 2 assists. But he's a small player. He's pretty fast. He's just 5'10". He only weighs 160 pounds. So there's obviously concern there with his size that maybe he's going to get pushed around a little bit. But obviously you hope that that's not the case. Noah Ostlund is he's a pretty much he's a goal scorer when you look at it, and I think it's a target for the Leafs that might be enticing. According to Tankathon, he's expected to go 23rd, so 2 picks before the Leafs. So the Leafs might not even have a shot at landing Noah Ostlund, but if they do, he'd be a great player. In his Swedish Junior Hockey League, in 32 games this past year, he put up 42 points. So pretty good points getter, good playmaker. He is the first target for the Maple Leafs. The next target I want to talk about is Ryan Chesley. Of course, Chesley's the American defenseman. He's also 18 years old. He's a 6', 190-pound defenseman who Tankathon actually has him going to the Maple Leafs. He's a pretty good defenseman, even offensively. So, that's obviously something to keep an eye out on. Taking a look at his numbers, over the course of his career, really, he's played, against some pretty good competition, of course, over in the United States. But last season, the last 2 years, he played the U.S. National Development Team in the USHL, where in his first season he tallied up 14 points in 27 games, and then the season after, so this past year in 26 games, he had 15 points. He's a pretty big guy. He plays with his body. He's a solid guy, and he's somebody that Maple Leaf fans might be interested in. He's currently committed to Minnesota, for college hockey. So it would take him a few years, like Matthew Nyes, to really get going into the Leafs organization, starting in the Marlies. But he's coming in at a pretty good amount of, he's got a pretty good amount of size to him, 196 feet. So he's obviously an enticing name for the Leafs there. The next target I wanted to talk about is Owen Pickering. I think he is another interesting name for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, another defenseman. He's a Canadian defenseman. He played in the WHL with the Swift Current Broncos, and he's a pretty good points getter as well. In 62 games, he had 33 points, so that's good numbers for a defenseman. He's 6'4", 180, so he's pretty skinny, but he's massive. He's a guy, again, plays with his size. He's a very strong hockey player, great skater, smooth. He's not afraid to use his body. He's a physical guy. In those 62 games in the WHL this past year, he had 39 penalty minutes. So, he is a pretty aggressive physical player, and it's something that the Leafs really like and need, especially when you're looking at a defenseman. So he would be a solid player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tankathon currently has him at 27th to the Arizona Coyotes, and Pickering, he has not committed to anywhere. Of course, he's Canadian, so that partly has things to do with that. So he'll likely play in the OHL maybe, or just head down straight to the Marlies. We'll see what happens there, but he's a solid option at pick number 25. Owen Pickering, the 6'4", 180-pound defenseman from Canada. Now, getting into the last two players, this, I really, realistically, I ranked them from my, least favorite to favorite. So this is my second favorite. I like Ty Nelson. I really do. He is a defenseman. He played in North Bay in the OHL. He was I believe he went first or second overall in the OHL draft. He is a small defenseman, but he can move. Man, he can move. He's very fast. He was the first overall pick in the 2020 OHL priority selection draft, but he only played one season in the OHL because of COVID. The 2020-2021 season did not happen, but in the 2021-22 season, he put up 51 points in 66 games. So great numbers, especially for a defenseman. But like I said, the size is a little bit of a concern. He's only 5'8", but he is 180 pounds. So there is that, buffy piece to a short guy. But he's been good even through minor hockey. He was really good. He played for JRC, which is the Toronto Junior Canadiens AAA U16 team. That's the best team in the Greater Toronto Hockey League. So that's saying a lot. And he was really good there. He played 3 seasons there. And in his first year, he had 32 points in 33 games, then followed by a 65-point season in 61 games. And then in just 8 games, he had 13 points after that. So he was pretty good there in the Greater Toronto Hockey League. He is a very, very intriguing target. He's 18 years old, like as the other 4 names I listed here. He's definitely an interesting guy, and I would be really happy if the Leafs landed him. He went first in the OHL draft for a reason. He's definitely a strong player. And now the last player that I wanted to talk about, and my favorite out of these 5 players, is Luca Del Bel Blues, the centerman from Mississauga. He played in Mississauga for the Steelheads the last 3 seasons. Of course, that COVID year, made him not be able to play. He's a 2003 born guy, but he is 18 years old. His birthday is not until November, so he's another 18-year-old. All 5 are 18-year-olds. He's a 6'1", 180-pound center, so he's got some size. Definitely a good player. He had a tough year in his first year with the Mississauga Steelheads. He just had 6 points in 58 games, but he had a tremendous season this past year in the OHL. In 68 games, he put up 76 points, including 30 goals and 46 assists, so a very strong year there, and that's why he's, supposed to go in the first or second round this year. The Maple Leafs actually have been linked to Luca Del Bel Blues recently. Kyle Dubas actually was sent a lot of scouts there to watch him play. He is a great player. I really, really like him, and I'd be ecstatic if the Leafs ended up with him at 25 tomorrow night. He is my favorite of these 5 players, but you guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on these 5 players. Of course, that is Noah Ostlund, Owen Pickering, Ryan Chesley, Ty Nelson, and Luca Del Bel Blues. I want Del Bel Blues. He's my favorite of the 5. You guys let me know your favorite and let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video. And as always, go Leafs, go.